Whew. All right, so that is 19 weeks down. We're down to the last 2 weeks of the regular season. Very, very high scoring week this week for a lot of teams. I guess there was just a lot of a lot of goals being scored in the NHL this past week, but we've got some a couple new teams that clinched, and no one was eliminated actually. So from playoff contention, no one knew at least. We'll get into it. Obviously, Engel will stay at 12. Where am I? Sofa King High is just completely mailing it in. I think he'll be at 11. Then 10 will stay McConnell's Marksman, and 9 Your Mom's a Hoe. And those are the only 4 eliminated. 8, Jake Shake stays alive. He's clinging to life right now. He got a much needed victory against Sofa King. So he is clinging to life. We'll get into his situation in just a second. But he will be at 9. I'm sorry, 8. Your Mom's a Hoe's 9. He's 8. I have to drop Steck Sauce back down to 7. Valiant effort against the number 1 team in the league, but he just comes up short. So he'll go to 7. I'll actually bump Super Soft back up to 5, and I'll put Big Cat Rescue at 6. We'll talk about Big Cat Rescue in just a second, because he had a wild turn of events happen to him. So we'll go Big Cat Rescue at 6, Super Soft Birthday Party at 5, and then nothing new at the top. Cold World will stay at 4. I don't know how he does it, but he's continuing to win. I think actually had the highest point total out of anybody this week, right? 162, yeah. 162.9 for him. So now that winning streak, I think, is up at like 6 or 7, and he's won like 10 out of 11 games or something like that. It's remarkable what he's doing right now. Not 10 out of 11, but it's probably like 8 out of 9 for him. So he'll stay at 4. I got a very, very much needed bounce back. I won last week, but it wasn't very convincing. I did very, very well this week. Great performance from goaltending this week for unfinished business. I put up 158. I'll stay at 3. Briefly flirted with maybe the possibility of putting myself ahead of Frank Gallagher. Won't do it though. Well, I'll keep him at 2, even though he had a pretty shit week this week. But I had a shit week last week too. So Frank Gallagher will stay at 2. Tamiz Icestone, obviously, still the number 1 team in the league. He puts up 161. That was the second highest point total out of anybody during the week. So, with that said, Gallagher still has not locked up the division. Let me check the standings just to be sure of that. I think that he's 2 games ahead of Cold World and Super Soft Birthday Party, so they could feasibly come back to tie him, but not clinched yet. Timmy's Icestone and myself both clinched playoff spots this week. Icestone still has not clinched the division, though. I'm just a game behind him. That one's going to come down to the last week in all likelihood. 4 teams eliminated. We got 3 teams in. So here's what it looks like now for the 4, 5, and 6 seed. So Big Cat Rescue, when I made the last power ranking video, I said that he had beaten McConnell's Marksman, which at the time he did. It was 140 to 139, I think. So whenever I put it into Discord, I don't know, like Wednesday or Thursday or whatever that was, I'm looking at the standings, and I'm like, why does it say that he's 11-7-1 now? Evidently, there was some kind of stat correction during the week, and they gave McConnell's Marksman a tie, his second tie of the season. So now, because of that, Big Cat Rescue, instead of being 12-7, is 11-7-1. That tie is the only thing that kept Jake Shakes alive. Otherwise, he would have been eliminated. So he needs, obviously, to win his next 2. He's going to need Big Cat Rescue to lose his next 2. And then he needs Steck Sauce to lose at least one of the next 2. I've looked. I think Big Cat Rescue and Jake Shakes tied their season series. So I'm pretty sure Ryan made the first tiebreaker head-to-head record. If they split, then I would assume that the next tiebreaker after that would be total points for, which as of right now, Big Cat Rescue has about a 70-point advantage in that regard. So that would be tough for him to come back from, but he's still technically alive. So Jake Shakes is in it. Steck Sauce, another one clinging to life right now. He really, really needed to win last week. Didn't quite get it. But he's still just I guess because of the tie now, he's a game and a half behind. That sounds right? He's a game and a half behind Big Cat Rescue for that last playoff spot. So he's still alive, and then Cold World, Super Soft have a little bit of breathing room right now. They get into the playoffs with either a win or a Steck Sauce loss. Either one of those two things happening this current week that we're in now will clinch a playoff spot for either Cold World or Super Soft Birthday Party. So ball is in their court. Steck Sauce needs a little bit of help. He's probably going to have to win out, and then he'll need Cold World or Super Soft to drop to one of those two teams to drop both of their remaining two games, or Big Cat Rescue for that matter. So Steck Sauce and Jake Shakes need help. But that's where the playoffs stand right now. So yeah, no divisions have been clinched yet. Only 3 playoff spots have been clinched, and we're into the final 2 weeks of the regular season. So let me pull up the projected playoff bracket right now. As it would stand, Ice Dome and Gallagher would get buys into the final 4. I would be playing Big Cat Rescue, and then Cold World versus Super Soft would be the other two. We'll call them wild card weekend games. So that's where we stand right now. This upcoming week, I'm playing Steck Sauce. That's going to be tough either way. Big Cat Rescue against Timmy's Ice Dome. Super Soft against Gallagher. And then Sofa K. McConnell's Marksman. That's just for draft position next year, I guess. Cold World gets his bye week against Team Engel. That would be remarkable if Engel gets his first win against the hottest team in the league. And then Jake Shakes is playing Your Mom's a Hoe. So Jake Shakes, the teams ahead of him have very, very difficult matchups. I'll say that. So he's got a chance to keep his season alive going into the regular season finale. But that's where we stand right now in terms of playoffs. So yeah, it was probably not going to be a hell of a lot of movement in the power rankings the last few weeks of the season, but we'll see what happens. And then because I like doing this, fuck it, I'll do playoff previews as well as the season progresses. But okay, so 12 was Engel, 11 Sofa King High, 10 McConnell's Marksman, 9 Your Mom's a Hoe, 8 Jake Shakes, 7 Steck Sauce, 6 Big Cat Rescue, 5 Super Soft Birthday Party, 4 Cold World, 3 Unfinished Business, 2 Frank Gallagher, number 1 Timmy's Ice Dome.